Santi back with another video for you guys. Excuse me. And this one will be in regards to semen retention and the fight for your masculinity. It'll be part 5. So what I want to talk about is attachment. And from a male perspective, and these things can go for anyone, just period. You know what I'm saying? This is a spiritual lesson of life in terms of attachment and not being attached to anything. Attachment to the point of you forgetting who you are, being in tune with yourself, you know. And so a man should never be too attached to a woman to the point where he begins to forget who he is. A man must be grounded in himself, you know. And a man should be grounded in himself enough to be able to approach that woman or to be able to go in the direction that he so chooses, make the decisions that he makes, and trust himself, you know. And being too overly attached to a woman, you know, can stem from many things, from a lack of value in yourself. You know, it could be through just a sexual attachment that comes through, intimacy and through intercourse. And then you developing that psychic, karmic connection, that energetic tie, you know. But you have to set boundaries in the sense that you maintain a relationship with yourself first and foremost. You know, people will get in a relationship and then they start putting the needs of their partner above their own, but you can't truly give your partner what they need if you haven't maintained a healthy relationship with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because then you will start to lose, consciousness of who you are and what your morals, your ethics, and your standards, you know what I'm saying? Most importantly, your integrity, you know? And so a man shouldn't ever be too attached to a woman, you know? He has to be able to set boundaries and separate himself from her when it's all said and done, you know? Because when you start negating that relationship with yourself and taking responsibility and accountability for your energy and recognizing, hey, I need to spend some time to myself. I don't need to be spending as much time with her. I need to start putting my attention towards things that are my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? In terms of me fulfilling my purpose and me maintaining a healthy relationship with myself, to the standpoint of me maintaining at the same time my sense of well-being that's independent of her. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to have your own understanding, your own self-understanding. You know, you're supposed to be able to stand on your own in the sense of having your own worldview, having your own autonomy, and your sovereignty. And you can't always have people coming in and disrupting your balance with yourself. You know, there has to be a certain maintaining of space and your own individual territory as a man, you know, because once you get so caught up in a woman to the point where, you start losing balance with yourself and losing connection to your inner world, then you may find yourself in a state over a long period of time where you become lost. And then when that relationship ends, you don't know who you are without it. And that's a problem that a lot of people face, and why some people, when it gets to a certain point that they go through a multitude of different relationships, they find themselves more so wanting to not be married or be in a long-term commitment. They have to find a type of relationship style that's more suitable for them, and they have to be able to be in a relationship with a person who can allow them that time to be to themselves, you know, and to be in their own space. So, that's a problem with it. A man getting to the point where his self-understanding is contingent on a relationship with a woman and how she feels about him, and the validation that he gets from her, that's problematic. That's problematic. Because what makes a man is the ability for him to stand on his own and be self-governing, you know, to be able to be in tune with himself enough to where he can do things from following his own intuition, you know. And a man has an intuition that is just as powerful within his masculinity as a woman's. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women, just like men, ignore their own intuitions. They ignore their intuition and then find themselves in a compromising position, you know. And in a relationship, a person can lose sight of themselves to the point where they take on that other person's energy and they're too consumed in that person that they don't even know how to look at themselves through their own eyes anymore. You know, you can't even see who you are from who you truly are, you know. And so a lot of men are dictated by their sex drive. And as I stated in the previous video, a lot of people have made erroneous decisions from lack of control over their sex drive or being dictated by their sex drive, you know. And I mean, we've seen empires fall, you know, because of a relationship between a man and a woman, you know. And then when we're looking at women and more so, you know, feminists who critique men, you know, critique men and what they do, it's a problem with the problem stems from a man's misrelationship with his own sex drive. You know, some men are too aggressive, and then some men are too passive. But in between that, there are men who find balance, assertive yet not overly aggressive. You know, grounded. You know, speaks when he feels he needs to, but is not too in his feminine to the point where he speaks. He speaks of it from his emotional position with lack of self-control, and it's very, you know, just very loud and rambunctious with his words. They're not realizing the impact that they have, you know, and just saying whatever he wants to say without recognizing, you know, the environment that he's in or the people that he's around, or conscientiously recognizing, okay, I'm talking to this person, so this is how I need to talk to them, you know, like just using your discernment. And so it's a lot of things that I pretty much touched on in this video, but yeah, you know, men being too attached to women and too caught in their sexual energy is why women feel like they got a lot of power over men. You know what I'm saying? But a respected man is one who has control of his own sexual energy. But you shouldn't even be doing that just so women view you in a certain light. You as a man should be doing that for yourself, you know? Because this is something that I came to learn on my own. I didn't have male role models. I didn't have, you know, male guidance and male leadership around me. I had to come to figure out these things on my own, you know what I'm saying, through meditation and through having certain experiences and through stepping outside of the norm, you know. So that's all I wanted to touch on in this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Love.